Good morning and welcome. I say good morning, it might be afternoon or it might be evening. Welcome to Wake Up Call, Tuesday's Wake Up Call. Now we've got, as you would expect, a jam-packed day lined up for you today on Crafters TV. We are currently starting off with Wake Up Call, but later on we do have a masterclass, and then we're going to go into a launch party where we're going to highlight some of our relatively new launches, one of which was just yesterday, the Ellipse dies, as well as bringing back a few favourites of little bundles that we have got left. That, of course, is going to be on launch party. If we do come back forward to the masterclass, which is all about the, the summer gnomes, the garden gnomes, we're bringing a little bit of sunshine into this collection. What's even better is when it comes to the collection of the gnomes, we've even got the pad. The 12 by 12 pad is also included as well. All of them are available in individuals, but the best deal is going to be in that bundle that we will talk you through later on. So that is everything Crafters Companion that we've got. And I say everything, there's still more and more and more and more within these shows. But what we do have is we have got the one, the only, the legend, the icon. None of us are feeling blue today when he's in the building. It is, of course, it's Keith from Paper Dienamics. I'm Lily today.
Good morning, Craig.
How you doing?
Morning, Lily.
Morning.
I'm doing good. Well, I'm doing good now. Yeah, I've had the technical bit done with my earpiece, so we're all good. And great to be here on Crafters TV. This is the 4th of October.
It is indeed.
4th of October already. We have to start thinking now about those winter months, Craig.
We do.
And the cold weather's coming.
We do.
I
So
think
today,
it's here already, to be fair.
It's here already?
It's here already. It's cold enough for me already. No colder, please.
Well, what you need, Lily, is you need to put,
The Christmas padding.
Christmas padding. That's what it is. Yes, that's what I'd say. But
Christmas is coming, so we'll all be
Christmas
doing
is
that,
coming.
that's for sure.
But I've got some great things today,
You
Craig.
do?
I have, because do you believe in fairies?
Of course I do.
Well, there you go. Well, we're going to bring you a lovely little range of fairies. The fairy tale in winter is what we're focusing on today, and they are beautiful, beautiful, lovely ladies, as you can see from them there as well. And you'll notice that there's some metallics in lovely crystal blues in there as well, Craig. We've got all of this coming today on today's show. It's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. So you're going to be in, well, the last hour of Wake Up Call, so 12 o'clock here in the UK, 7 a.m. Eastern Time, or of course 4 a.m. Pacific Time that you're going to be up, but then you're going to be up throughout Masterclass and then again launch party as well.
I'm always available.
You absolutely
If
are.
anybody wants me, yeah, always available.
Yeah, at a low price. So when it comes to that collection, honestly, it's absolutely gorgeous. There's a mixture of decoupage, if you like.
Yes, there's decoupage in there.
As I love to cut. And if you don't already know, many will do, this is the master of cardstock, the quality cardstock. When you see what you've also brought as well, exquisite.
Beautiful, it is, absolutely beautiful. And of course, we're launching it here on Crafters TV, which is amazing.
Fab, awesome having a launch with us. So that is Keith with his collection that he's going to be bringing to us later on. But for the first hour, it's me and you.
Certainly
and
is.
what have
Back
you got
again.
for us?
Got lots of exciting stuff. So you've already mentioned the fabulous summer garden gnomes that we're going to be bringing you. So Craig's got a masterclass with that.
I do indeed.
This afternoon. I love this collection. I think it's
isn't
so lovely. Very much a contrast to what Keith's bringing us. Sort of like spring and winter we've got here. So we've got I've got the nice warm stuff. You've got the cold stuff.
This is true.
You can create your concept cards with all these lovely summer gnomes. So we've got the stamps and dies. We've got that fabulous paper pad that Craig's already mentioned. That is actually, as an individual, saving 20%. So definitely the time to stock up on those. You can be creating all your really happy, all your really lovely summery, bright and cheerful cards using this fabulous collection. We've even got stencils and embossing folders as well. So we're going to be taking a little look at all of our gnomes that'll be coming up later today on our masterclass. But we're also going to be looking at our latest launch that we actually brought to you yesterday. Those fabulous Ellipse edgeable dies. So you can be cutting on the side of your cards like we're doing here. And don't forget, these are these amazing dies with that fabulous technology that will cut through 2 layers of cardstock in the one pass to give you the most professional looking results. Really, really easy.
These were so popular yesterday.
Yeah, you guys were loving these yesterday. You can see why when you get results like this. But don't just cut them once on the side of your card. Think of multiple cutting them, as we're going to be taking a look at in one of the demos a little bit later on in today's show. How fabulous does that look on the side of your cards? But of course, with it being a Gemini die, we don't just think cards, we bring you lots of different options. How about creating stunning little gift bags, just like so.
Beautiful.
So cutting twice for the top and the bottom gives you such a stylish and such an expensive looking little gift bag. How perfect would that be for perhaps makeup or perfume?
Absolutely.
Really does elevate your gifts.
It really does, really does. If you have got a hold of these ones when they launched yesterday, or you're humming and hawing at the moment, you're going to be coming back to Launch Party and have a look. What to do is throughout the show, as Lily was saying later on in Masterclass, it's going to be myself and Joe, so I'll be doing the Masterclass with them. But think about what Keith shows you as well. When you see his cardstock, think about doing the double cuts of these as well. Absolutely beautiful. But that's what we've got as well. So it's myself and Lily and Keith for Wake Up Call, then it's myself and Joe for Masterclass, and then Launch Party also featuring Keith as well. It may be Tuesday, but we have got another stonker of a deal across on our website.
This is quite exciting. We've been getting quite excited about that this morning.
We absolutely have. Have a look at this. This is across on our website, crafterscompanion.co.uk. Look at that bottom left-hand corner. 2 for £20 or $20. Now, what you have got is you have got a lovely selection of items where you can get 2 for £20 or $20. Now, it does end midnight tomorrow, wherever you are. There's some creative cards. There's gilding waxes. We've got some other edgeables. There's a ribbon thread and dies. There's some cardstock and a lot more that you will find. You can see George is scrolling through there to give you a little sneak peek as to what you can expect when you go across. Now, you don't have to go hunting far on our website, just go across onto our website, as I said, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au, and you will see that icon up on your screen for you to click onto and follow along. Have a scroll, have a little peruse, but it does end midnight tomorrow, wherever you are. As Lily was saying, this is all about our Masterclass is all about our summer gnomes. We're going to have a look at that. Let's say a hello, because we have got Rachel. For me, she's back on the comments. I don't know if this is her first time doing comments with Teddy. Oh, so cute. But certainly first time with myself being on this side. She's saying, good morning, Craig, Lily, Rachel, and Teddy here for you with Wake Up Call. It's nice. Oh, so cute. Oh, so cute. Gail is saying, good morning, everyone. Carol is saying, good morning from Tennessee. Barbara is saying, good morning, everyone from Riverside, California. We've got Donna saying good morning, Linda saying good morning, Christine is saying good morning. We've also got Aileen is saying hello from Puerto Rico. We've got, was that Scania wife from Leicester? Excuse me if I pronounced that one wrong. You went to me, I've not seen that name pop up. You probably have, I've just not seen that one. Jeffrey is saying, good morning, Craig, Keith and Lily and all the superstars at the CCTV crew. There's one just at the side of me, just here. Try not to make a noise. That's Nicola. We've got Sandra Dundas on YouTube is saying, Lily, maybe it's time to get the thermals out. I think so. I think everyone is.
I'll be honest, the hot water bottle has been out in force. It's out. Yeah.
My heat bag, you know, the one that goes in the microwave. That was on last night when I got home.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. Nice and
Still
cozy.
not going for the heating, not yet.
Oh, no
not
way.
Yet.
No.
Zoe on YouTube is saying, morning everyone from West Sussex. What better way than watching on my birthday? Got my ready.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Zoe. We've got George and we've got Jamie in the gallery. They've just shouted saying, happy birthday to you all. So we all wish you a happy birthday. And Alison is saying, Keith, love the quality of your multi-size cards I got when you were on previously. That's really good to me. Thank you for letting us know. If you've got some of Keith's items in the past from Paper Dienamics, let us know. You're maybe new to us at Crafters TV. Maybe you're watching for the first time because of Keith and Paper Dienamics. What is it that you love about his products, his collections, his cardstocks? Get interactive with us along the bottom there, Facebook or YouTube. If you are doing it on Facebook, please head across to the Crafters TV Facebook page and comment under that feed. So between myself and Rachel, we'll be reading them out. Well, Rachel won't be, she can't, but she can feed them through for me to read out. YouTube, of course, you know, you will get your comments there. And as it is, Rachel is saying, Craig, it is. It's the first time she's been on. It's what they're calling the Keep in Touch Day before she officially starts back. I like that. Nice just to get into the swing of things, isn't it?
Ease her in a little bit more gentle. Yeah.
as I was saying, we've got Masterclass, which Lily's actually going to show us in a moment, which is all about the garden gnome collection. This collection here is, Lily, you've got the paper pad as well, which is phenomenal. The dies, the stamps, you've got your folder, you've got your stencil. As I said, 12 by 12 paper pad. This is such a fun collection. Now, wait for this one. Today's price, of course, is on the screen, £46.50 or $62.50. Look at that saving that you can see on the screen. Was $37.42 or $41.10. That's giving you a saving 45%. But we don't want to give you that. We are hoping that you're in Club Inspire. If you are and you're platinum, that's going to come all the way down to £37.20 or, of course, $50. That is such a beautiful spring-like, feel-good collection when it comes to the summer gnomes. I do have all the items at the side of me boards and that, but I think, Lily, if we jump straight across to you, because we can see what we can make, how you can make it, the fun that we can have.
Absolutely, and that's the perfect word for this. It's fun. It's going to give a little bit of life, a little bit of playfulness into your crafting, and the colours are just fabulous. If you're a little bit like me, a little bit nesh, as we call it in Yorkshire, you might not know that one.
Nesh?
Nesh. You feel the cold. Yeah, if you're a bit nesh like me and you want something to warm up your craft room, then this is going to be perfect. But I'm actually going to show you in this first demo how we can create something that's not actually got any gnomes on it.
Really? Sorry,
Yeah.
just taking a drink there.
No gnomes.
Caught me off guard there, saying it's not even got the gnomes
No
on
gnomes. So just to show you a different take, we've got lots of gorgeous gnome characters in there, lots of lovely papers, but we're going to use them in a slightly different way and not even bring any gnomes into this project. So it just goes to show how many different options we've got. We're going to do a little bit of a concept card. So we started off with some of our multi-purpose card, 300 GSM, so it's perfect for all of our card bases. And what we've done is we've cut it down to 5 3/4 inches by 8 3/4. That is our back piece. We're going to leave that to one side for just a moment.
Right.
And then I've cut another piece of cardstock. That's again 5 3/4, but this time it's 10 3/4. And all we've done is we're going to create a diorama card. We've scored at 1.5 and 2.5. And then we've just flipped and rotated it and done exactly the same on that other side, scoring at 1.5 and 2.5. So basically on the left and right, we've got 1.5 inches on that side, and then that next little bit in is just an inch. We've just scored that like so. So just folding up and down on either side, and we've taken one of our fabulous Gemini 6x6 inch matte and layer dies. I know these are very close to Craig's heart. This was your idea, these matte and layer dies, some of my absolute favourites. I've taken one of those and just die cut an aperture into the centre. I'm going to bring back in this back piece because in order to create our card, we basically just need to stick the two together. But it does look a little bit plain and boring just in our white card. And of course, this is where these fabulous pattern papers come into it. And what I love so much about this 12 by 12 pad is it's a little bit different to some of our traditional 12 by 12 pads. So we do have our all over patterns like we're going to be seeing a little bit later. So a full 12 by 12 sheet of our lovely printed designs. But we also have some sheets within the pad that are actually 6x6 designs, so you get 4 on a page, you get these lovely scenes, and I have to say these are brilliant not just for use with the gnome collection but for use with any of your other perhaps character dies and stamps you've got. I have to say I use this one time and time again, so useful, but 6x6 in size, it's going to fit perfectly into that back piece, and when we lay that over the top we've got that effect of looking into the seam. But this front piece again is still looking a little bit boring. So what we've done is we've taken another of the designs from the paper pad and then just some pink card. And what we're going to do is we're going to mat and layer our pattern design, and you can see that they are double-sided, and all of the papers within this pad are double-sided, and you know that whatever you've got on the front of that particular page is going to match beautifully with what you've got in the reverse.
Exactly, all the way through. And even going in with those scenes that you were showing there, you know, not everyone likes creating scenes with their inks or their crafty tools. Many do, but you don't always have time. So to have them there in the pad, as Lily was saying, I will show you. You get a few sheets, but in each sheet you get 4 of them, chop them down. There's your scene good to go, as Lily was saying.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're going to do, so we've stuck those two together, we're going to die cut the aperture into the centre, but this is a little trick that I do quite often, which makes your life a lot easier in terms of lining it up. Okay, so the aperture I bet you probably do this yourself, Craig, but we'll see. So the aperture that I've done into, this is going to be the back piece, this is our card base. I've actually used a die which is one size larger than the die I'm actually going to cut my aperture into this front piece. So basically we're going to die cut this, then we're going to stick this over the top. If I was to use exactly the same die for this piece and this piece, I'd have to get the die absolutely central in this piece and line it up perfectly. Because I've used a die that's one size larger for that back piece, it basically gives me a little bit of wiggle room, so I don't have to line up this top layer with the aperture on my card base absolutely perfectly. And it's just little things like that that might seem a little bit daft when you're crafting, but it does make a big difference.
It really does.
Just makes your life so much easier. I love little things like that.
And this is, you were saying yesterday, Lily, when it comes to die cutting, you know, die cutting, the die cutting isn't necessarily the fun part.
No.
You know, that's the essential part for you to then make your card or your project. It's enabling you, it's giving you that quick pass to do that creating. So it's these little bits, you know, if you can overcome them a bit quicker and easier, you get to that more fun creative part quicker.
Absolutely, it just gives you a more professional finish. It just makes your cards look that little bit more more polished and more professional, even if you've only been doing it, you know, for a few weeks. You don't have to be an advanced crafter. It's just these little hints and tips that make your life a lot easier. So we can see now that we can centralise that over the top, and I'm not having to worry about lining the two apertures up. I know that I'm going to get that perfect positioning because that aperture on that back piece is that little bit larger.
Such a great tip, that one, Lily.
I have to say, I always do that now, and it's one of those, you perhaps don't think of doing it, but once you start doing it, you'll always always use that technique.
And the style of card that you're making, no one's going to see that back aperture part.
Absolutely
So they're not
not.
going to see that white frame, to say, is slightly smaller than what Lily's popping on now.
Yeah, and the brilliant thing about this as well is it doesn't just have to be your square dies. You can do it with any shape at all. So that it could be circles, it could be something a little bit more fancy, completely up to you. Same technique. You're not going to see that inner part. No. We're just going to see the outside, which gives us that lovely finished effect. And we're going to add a couple of little panels to that left and right hand side. So again, it's that same lovely pattern paper from that 12 by 12 pad. And don't forget, if you are picking that up individually, perhaps you've already got your gnomes collection and you're looking, perhaps like me, to restock on another of those 12 by 12 pads because you've used it so often and you know how useful it is to have all these designs within your crafty stash.
So here's a question for you.
Ooh.
I was actually about to say in the last week. I'm actually going to say in the last 4 days.
Oh dear.
How many paper pads have you bought?
So 4 days, where's that taking us up to?
So, or let's say when I'm not going to say that incredible deal that we had last week because it's gone now.
Yeah.
But when that incredible deal launched for what was just over 24 hours, you got a few, didn't you?
I know at least 4.
Yeah.
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 And I have to say, we've got some very, very exciting ones launching for birthday.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say.
It's not going to be far.
I know, it's only a few weeks. It's,
it is, isn't it?
It's scary, but yes, I am definitely a paper pad addict, shall we say. But yeah, I have to say I'm loving the designs in this. And you'll see when I come to my second demo a little bit later, we're not using the Gnomes collection at all. We're going to take a look at those lovely Ellipse edgeable dies. But we are actually going to use that paper pad alongside those dies. So don't just think about using your Gnome collection paper pad with your Gnome stamps and dies. Think about using it just as one of your general paper pads with anything else you've got in your crafty stash. So that's our card base all built up. Obviously we need a little bit of decoration on that, and that's where we're going to bring in our fabulous Nature's Garden Gnome stamps and dies. What we're going to be working with, I did say we weren't actually going to use any of the gnomes, so we're going to bring in this fabulous caravan stamp and die. And all I've got is my stamp platform. This is our 8x8 inch magnetic stamp platform. You will of course find this on our Crafter's Companion website, and this is absolutely my go-to when it comes to stamping. Doesn't matter if I'm doing a small little sentiment stamp, doesn't matter if I'm doing a large background stamp. This is perfect if you are new, or perhaps you struggled with stamping in the past, perhaps you've struggled to get a nice, even, crisp stamped impression. This is great because we've got that magnetic base. We basically pop our cardstock, and I'm using Nina cardstock for this particular design. We pop our cardstock in the base. We've got the magnets which will hold it in position. We line our stamp up onto that lid, and we can stamp down easily. And if we do miss a little bit, perhaps we've not added quite enough ink, or maybe we've just missed a bit when we've pressed down onto our stamp, all we can do is we can go back in, re-ink our stamp. Our cardstock's not moved because it's got magnets on there, so it's holding that cardstock into position. We've not moved our stamp, but that's in exactly the same place, so we can go back down and re-stamp, and then we get that perfect stamp design. It doesn't have to be first time, we can go back in like I just have there, but you know that nothing's moved, so you're going to get that perfect stamped, crisp image every single time you work with these stamps. And they are beautiful quality clear stamps, so you can see exactly where you're stamping, and they give you that lovely crisp impression. But what I love about this collection as well is the fact that not only do we get the stamps, but we get the matching dies as well, and not just dies that will cut out our stamped images, we're also giving you some lovely accessory dies too, which we'll have a little look at a little bit later when we come to create and build our card. But we do of course have the matching stamps to enable us to cut out these dies really nice and easily. So perhaps you're not into fussy cutting like me, or maybe you just need a little bit of a quicker make. You can use the dies like we are here, just lining that up around the edge of that stamped image, a little bit of low-tack tape on both the left and the right hand side just to hold that die into place. Run that through your die cutting machine, and you're going to get the perfect cut and stamped image very, very quickly and easily.
Good thing with all of these as well is everything will go through your junior, of course, your MIDI, but then so many of the actual dies themselves, I'll show you them just shortly once Lily's finished her demo, it is going to go through your Mini or even your Go, so nice selection of Geminis that it's going to work through.
Absolutely. Perhaps you picked up that MIDI we had on that fabulous deal yesterday. These are going to go through there perfectly, and that would be great if you are perhaps crafting in front of the telly on an evening. You just want to cut out a lot of images, get them stamped and cut out, perhaps coloured, ready to create cards the next day in your craft room. Then that's going to be absolutely perfect for use with all your manual machines. We're going to do a little bit of colouring, so we're bringing in some of our classics. I'm going to start off with MG2. And I'm going from light to dark, and we're just going to focus on a little area. I'm not going to do too much colouring, otherwise I'll be very, very quiet. I won't end up, mind you, some of you might prefer that. Yeah, I'll go very quiet. I'll go into a little bit of a colouring coma, as we like to call it. But I'm just going to show you how easy it is to colour these stamped images. And I know we've got some of the aqua pens and also some of the aqua blends as well on today's show. So you'll find those on the website. If you are wanting to pick up some new colouring mediums, those will work perfectly. But the brilliant thing about your stamps is that it doesn't matter what your colouring medium of choice is, whether you prefer your water-based mediums or whether you prefer your alcohol-based pens like we're using here. And I seem to have picked loads that are all running out, which is not great.
They really do, but we're having that issue, I think it was last week or so, because we use them so much in the studio. I think we're going to need to get a re-inkers out to refill them.
Definitely, but that's the brilliant thing about our Spectrum Noir pens is that they are refillable, so I think we definitely do need a little bit of a re-inking session. But all I'm doing is I'm adding the lighter tone down the centre of the door to get that effect like light is shining onto that part of the image, and then we're adding some of the darker tones around of the edge of the door like so. So very easy to colour these in, work really nicely with all your bright, bold colours, give you that really fun effect with all of your colouring. But just to speed this up, I'm going to bring in one that I've done earlier using some of my classics. So I used, for the grey areas, I used GG4, 3, 2 and 1. For the pinks, I used MG5, 4, 3 and 2. The green is LG 5 and 4. And then for these brown areas, that's RB4, 2 and 1. So really nice and easy to colour in your images. I have to say I had great fun sitting and colouring all that in. I think we sort of tend to think of maybe red and white for like a mushroom sort of caravan, but how well does that work in pink? And like I say, we've not actually used any of the gnomes for this particular design at all. So we're going to add this onto our card base. We just need to take a little bit of care when we're gluing down, when we've got an aperture. And what you might find easiest is just to lay it out, then perhaps add a little pencil mark on the back, just as to where you're going to pop your adhesive. But I'm just going to look, and I want adhesive along that bottom edge and that right hand edge there, so just along that area. So I'm going to take some of my tacky glue that's in my fine tip glue applicator, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. If it wants to come out or not, we shall
What
see.
I would say as well, although we do have our aqua pencils, aqua pens on the show, anything like that, check out shop the day. We may not necessarily be focusing on our alcohol pens or have a specific deal on our alcohol pens, but always do nip back to the website. Sometimes you'll find little nuggets of gold when it comes to special prices on our website. It's maybe just some that's been left over from a specific event, or maybe it's just ones that were not really featured. Check them out. Tri-blends, classic pens, Illustrator pens. Done a Colour Me Happy Sunday past there, all about our Illustrator pens. So check them out across on the website when you're there.
I know, because I was watching.
Yes.
Always. I'm always watching. So yeah, it was definitely a nice inspirational show. I always love Colour Me Happy. Doesn't matter how new or advanced you are with your crafting, it's always nice to learn a little bit of something about colouring, and it's always nice to pick up some new goodies as well. We did finally manage to get the glue working. Well, I say we got the glue working. We moved on to a different bottle, and then we've just added our little caravan onto that bottom right-hand corner there. We've got one of the sentiments which is also coming in that collection, so you do get a set of sentiments included, and I love the fact that you've got sort of lots of different gnome themed sentiments, but not all of them are gnome themed, so we've gone for Hello Summer for this one. So like I say, no gnomes at all on this particular card, but I love the mix of fonts, really quite nice, bold, happy, cheerful fonts that we've got within this collection. Adding that onto that top left-hand corner, but I did talk earlier about how we have some of the lovely extra dies included within this set that don't have mashing stamps, but are going to give you some lovely detail, that lovely finishing touch onto your projects. So all I'm doing is I'm taking some green cardstock and just that grass dye, I'm going to run that through our die cutting machine just as a little finishing touch.
Yeah,
and I've also got a couple.
Need a stamp with them, do they? Certain ones don't. You can just use, as Lily was showing you there, using the grass. Don't necessarily need a stamp for that, but it's handy to have the grass dye itself.
Absolutely, and perhaps you have green cardstock with a slight texture to them to give you that extra little bit of texture. Maybe you want to cut it in white and actually ink it or colour it with some of your pens. Completely up to you. But if you do just cut it in green cardstock, you're going to get a lovely effect as well. So all we're going to do is we're going to add that onto that bottom left-hand side of our card, and that's going to balance our card as well. So we've got the detail on the right-hand side with that caravan image there. I'm going to have some extra details. Going to add a foam pad onto the back of there, onto our blade of grass, and you could.
Do you know what that blade of grass would be good for?
Go on.
I know she's not on the comments this morning, but if you've like someone like Grace who likes to have her fake eyelashes and maybe she's lost one, or maybe you just want to try something different, you could always die cut them in a bit of fabric or a black card or something and stick them on. You never know.
Why not? Yeah.
I'm sure someone will tell her I've just said that.
Yes, they probably will. I might tell her when I come out. No, I won't really. Secret is safe. So we're going to add a couple of those clouds, and the clouds have also been cut from some of the dies that we have included in our collection. So those little finishing touches are what make our cards or other projects, because don't just think cards with this particular collection, of course. These would be great for scrapbook pages, home decor. Maybe you're having a summer party, sort of late summer party. We've still got time. And you're going to do all the invitations, perhaps place setting menus that you want to decorate for a little party. These would be fabulous. But how cute is that? Creating a diorama card. No gnomes in sight, but still very fun, using the paper pad, using some of the stamps and dies to create a really fun card.
Absolutely, that is absolutely beautiful, that one. So much fun. And as Lily said, it just goes to show, although you've got the whole collection, potentially you're going to have the whole collection, you don't necessarily always have to use the gnomes. But that is what is going to be the 2-hour masterclass with myself and Joe, 2 o'clock here in the UK, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Time. If you do want to go for that whole collection, you're going to be saving 45% on today's price, $46.50 or $62.50. That gives you the stamps, the dies, the folders, the stencils, and that 12 by 12 paper pad. What I would say as well, though, is maybe you only want to have a select few items. Maybe you only want to go for the paper pad. You can do that. And if you go for individual items, you're going to save 20% off on an individual item. What I would say though is the larger bundle, you know, that's where the best saving is. So that larger bundle, you're going to save £20 or $20 more than if you were to buy them individually. So just keep that in mind. But of course, you might not have this collection. You only want the boy gnome, the girl gnome, the paper pad, something like that. You're going to save 20% off each individual item. If you do want the paper pad, incidentally, there we go. Garden Gnomes 12 by 12 paper pad, 36 sheets, $11.99 or $15.96. That's given you your 20% saving, but 12 by 12 paper pad, £9.59 platinum, or of course $12.77. Absolutely fab. So tell you what, let's have a look at the collection here. As Lily was saying, 12 by 12. Really, really bold patterns, spring-like colours on these 12 by 12 papers. What you're going to find within some of them, you've got bold, you've got bright, you know, you've got the flowers, the foliage, all of that on one side, and a more subtle design on the opposite side here. So if you're going to go in with your greens, your yellows, your pinks, absolutely gorgeous. This is one of those where you can take some of the papers, for instance this one here, cut it down, do banners, do strips, do your little paper rosettes if you want to. These would look fab. Going in with your stripes as well. You only need to have little bits sometimes, unless you're going to do a scrapbook page. The colours are going to complement that full collection, but then you've also got your toadstools. You've also got the gnomes that are also going to complement the actual stamp and the dies. You've got one, for this one, it just reminds me as if there was like a snowfall flurry in the middle of springtime, or those little chewing gum sweets, the old golf balls. I don't know why they remind me of them as well, if they're a bit texturous. But all of these, as I say, double-sided here. You've got kind of like your checkers as well. But what you've also got, and I'm going to lean over, I'm going to take our paper pad and try not destroy it here. Oh, I just got an oh in my ear there from George. What you've also got in the back, any more cheek, George, and you're going to be refilling all of those classic pens later on. All 100 and plus classic pens, and I might get you to do the illustrators as well. There, it's a serious punishment, isn't it? There we go. So also in the back of your paper pad, this is what Lily was using and explaining and talking about. The scenes that you've got within these ones here. Yes, they're 12 by 12, but chop them up. That's giving you your 4 scenes inside. You have got an abundance of these within the paper pad as well. Of course, you've got all of the core tools within this collection to do your own scenes. For instance, you have got your embossing folder. Now, it's a 2D embossing folder, but you've still got a couple of depths within this. What you've also got is your 2 stencils. Overlay them on top of your embossed detail, use your water reactive inks, use your pigment ink pads if you want to, and you can then start to add depth to it. You've got your fun Summer Gnome sentiment stamp that you can see here. That is jam-packed full, home sweet gnome. Just would work really well with what Lily was making a minute ago. Happy birthday. There's no gnome better than summertime. So lots of fun, quirky gnome sentiments that you can then be using. And then we're going to go into our stamp and our die. So at the start of the show, Lily showed you a really fun example as to how you can be using this. If you've not seen this collection before, note that the designs actually have the hands and the feet included. The gnomes don't. And that's a really unique concept because it makes it more fun, can make it more interactive. And when you see the gnomes in a minute, it makes them even quirky. This is the one that Lily was using a moment ago. So this would be a good one as well if you use your masking sheets. I know I keep going on and banging on about our masking sheets, but it's such a good thing to do when it comes to your stamps. You've got your accessory stamping dies as well. So going for a picnic with that wheelbarrow, you know, you've got your little wooden sign there with the sentiment that can go in. You've maybe got some of your own ones, as well as some more. And then we're going to go into the girl gnome, and then I'll show you the boy gnome. So what these do, you've got your stamps, You've also got the dies to die cut them out. Now, it could be wings at the back, it could be butterflies, it could be fairies, that's up to you. But what this stencil does is this enables you to overlay it onto the girl gnome, and you can customize her design, her dress, or her outfit. So you can make it really, really patterned if you want to. You've got 3 different designs, but there's no reason that you can't mix and match if you want to. And then we've also got the boy gnome, the man gnome. Same concept, he's there, he's got his fishing rod, he's also got his barbecue, he's got his tools, little, like a little ukulele that you've got there. And again, you've got that same idea. He's maybe just going to be there beside the barbecue, serenading his wife, or his girlfriend, or someone that he's trying to get chatting to. You can do that. You can be making your own scenes, making your own stories when it comes to this full collection. £46.50, $62.50 for all of that, which includes that 12 by 12 paper pad. And just to say, you do get the paper pad. I am not popping that back just yet because I will knock down the whole lot. You don't need to agree with me, George. What we've then got as well is, this is something that's been really, really popular. And I'm not surprised. This is our large die and stamp folder. Now, within this one here, you're getting 2 packs of your magnetic panels inside. $19.99 or $24.90. Start that one again. $24.99. Platinum price, £15.99 or $19.99. You don't get the contents, the dies, the stamps, etc. But what you do get, as I was saying, is your 2 packs of magnetic sheets. So maybe you do want to take all of your dies out of the packaging. I'm just going to open that one up a bit better for you to see. And then you can store them all on these magnetic sheets. Maybe you've got them in themes. Maybe you've got them in collections. Maybe you've got your foil press stamps on one, creator cards on another, your sentiment outline dies on another one. You've got these ones included. It's giving you your large die and stamp storage folder, and you've got your 2 panels of magnetic sheets. We say the stamps because you can put your cling stamps on the opposite side as well. Really strong, really sturdy, 3-ring binder. You've got little pockets in at the side there as well. As you would already know and expect by Crafter's Companion, you've got that strong stitching all the way around. You've got the branding as well, and you've even got a little tag that you can name each of your folders if you want to. So we thought we'll bring that one back in for today because it was popular, certainly yesterday and the last couple of days. Really good deal. $19.99 or $24.99. Platinum comes down to $15.99 or $19.99. Another really good one now. This is when it's come to the colouring. So Lily was touching upon this earlier when she said about using your aqua pens when it comes to the gnome collection. What we've got within these ones is your aqua pens, water-based markers, 12 pen set. So this one here is let's go for what's on your screen. We have got our primaries here. £19.50, $28. You are saving 15%, but Platinum comes down $15, £15.60 or $22.40. You have got your 12 pens within this one. What I would say, because we do want to jump back to Lily just very quickly, so I would say check out the website for all the colours that you've got within these ones, but you've got your 12 colours in each set. What we've also got is the nature. So within the nature as well, 12 pens, you've got your flexible nib, so to speak, on one side and your bullet nib, but they are water-based. Do your blending, do your pulling out of colour, do your water techniques if you want to. But that one there, that is your nature with the same price. We have then got our essentials. So if you can opt to even a couple of these ones, this is going to give you a lot of scope for the colouring that you do, whether it is nature, skin tones, you're going to go for the brights, the funs. You can then cherry pick which ones you want. This one being the nature, no, it's not essential. I'll get my words right today at some point. This one is your essentials, and it is also at the same price. And then last, but by no means least, we have got the florals. This, for me, Lily, would work really well with the gnome collection,
Definitely,
with the
yeah.
colours that are in them.
Yeah.
But each of these sets that I've showed you there, each of them are £19.50 or $28. It's giving you the saving of 15% on that. But if you are, of course, platinum, that is going to come down to £15.60 or $22.40. So that is that one. And then last one for now, and that is what we launched yesterday, and boy, you guys loved these ones. These were one of these where it was one of those things where you want to see them first, just to see exactly how they're used, how you would use them differently. When that penny dropped, we were busy. This is the Ellipse dies. Now, we are going to be having a look at these also within launch party later on today with myself and Joe. But this is giving you your 4 die collection. Now, the concept of these ones is the die is slightly deeper. That means that you're going to be able to cut through the front and the back 300 GSM cardstock, which will mean it's 600 GSM with absolute ease. Lily showed you yesterday, wake up call. I showed you in launch day how easy they are of to use, but we can see within this one here, beautiful designs. That one there being the Dainty Daisy. We've also got our Ditzy butterflies. Now you can absolutely use these in the same way as you would use edgeables. These are edgeables, but it's because that the actual leading edge of the die is slightly deeper, it enables you to do that 2-layer cut of 300 GSM. I say the 2 layers, you know, of 300 GSM, but it'll still go through your Centura Peril 2 layers, 310, and even a little bit more. All 4 of them, £25.55 or $31.80. You're still getting your launch day saving on that one of 20%. However, if you are platinum, it's going to come down to £20.44 or $25.44. They are across on the website Shop the Day. Go across, have a look, in between shows, nip back to launch day and see how you can use them. But do come back to launch party and see how they'll use them. If you do want 2 though, you can just choose any 2 for £15 or of course $18. But we are going to have a look at these right now with Lily once again, aren't we?
Absolutely, I'm super excited to be able to squeeze in another demo with these because like I said yesterday, I absolutely love this collection. We're going to be having a little play with the Dainty Daisies to start with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this die, and again, same sort of idea with all 4 of the designs within this collection. We've got our cutting edge on one side, but then not on the other, and that's what gives us our edgeable technology. So what we've done is we've taken a piece of multi-purpose card, we've scored it, it's A4, we've scored it in half, and then we've chopped the long edge down to 7 inches. So we've got our card base just like so. We've scored that in half, and what we would usually do with any sort of regular die, if you like, I'd be opening my card base out, I'd have to cut one side, and then I'd close it back up, and I'd have to line up the other side, and then I'd have to recut that, and by that point,
yeah,
I'm sort of over it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
With these, I'll say a little bit different, totally different, leaving our card base shut. Because like Craig has already showed us with these, we showed it you as well on launch day and on wake up call yesterday, but perhaps you missed those shows. We can cut through 2 layers of 300 GSM cardstock in the one pass. So this is some of our multi-purpose card, 300 GSM. So basically we're cutting through 600 GSM with a really, really detailed, intricate die. You'd sort of think, nah, no way, that's not going to cut that level of detail. But every single time, I've used these time and time again, I was lucky to be playing with these over the weekend, and every single cut I've sort of thought, are you sure this is going to work? Run it through and it works every single time. It's amazing technology. But as well, something to note, Craig has mentioned these are slightly thicker. Same platform combination, same sandwich as you'd use with any of your regular thin metal dies. That's what I found. If you struggle perhaps for yours to go through the machine, just have a little play around with shims. But in my Gemini that I've got here and the one that I have personally at home, I've just found it's exactly the same platform combination. So if we open up our card base, and then all it is, it's a case of grabbing our pokey tool, and we can see from the reverse that it's all cut absolutely perfectly through not just the one, but through the 2 layers of 300 GSM cardstock. I can't say that enough. It's gone through 600 GSM.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the detail. Look how fine these pieces are, these little die cut pieces. And just by taking your pokey tool and popping all of those out, we can see how perfectly that has die cut. But just because we are running out of time a little bit, just to save us a little bit of time, all I've done is I've gone ahead, I've taken that exact same piece, same size piece of cardstock. So don't forget it was A4 folded in half, but then just trimmed down to 7 inches that way. And I've cut one on the left hand side like we've just shown now, and I've cut another one on the other side. So we've got 2 die cuts onto this piece here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my water reactive ink pads from Spectrum Noir. This is fuchsia. And we're going to do a little bit of inking on the very edges, just to bring that detail out a little bit more, to add a little bit of colour, rather than just keeping it white and having it very sort of stark onto there. We're going to add a little bit of the fuchsia ink. So I'm using one of my round blending tools. You will of course find these on the website. I'm working onto my glass mat. It's a nice sort of smooth, I almost want to say slippery, but I'm not sure that's quite the word I'm looking for. It's nice and smooth. It makes it easy to blend onto. So that blending tool is just gliding around the edges of this piece. Working in circular motions is going to give us the most smooth lay down and even lay down of colour just onto the edges, and it really does highlight that detail and draws the eye into the centre.
What I find with these dies, Lily, yesterday is, you know, if you tried this with other dies, I'm not going to say that, you know, you couldn't cut through with other dies, you know, because you could do, but what it is about obviously the pressure. You would start to banana your plates, but then what it would also do as well, it would buckle your cardstock, and on that base layer what it would do, I'm sure probably you find the same, it feathers that second cut. You don't get that crisp, clean cut each time, whereas you do with these ones. And just before we go back to Lily as well, the ink pad bundle, Lily's using one of them. Bottom of your screen now, you've got 8 of them, £40 or $60.
Brilliant, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can see that crisp cut on the front, but also on that back layer as well. It's perfect every single time. What we've done is we've taken another piece of some of our multi-purpose card. We've trimmed this down. Again, it's about 5 3/4, so it's the same height as our card base, and we've trimmed it down to just under 5 inches. And we've done the same technique. We've cut one on the left and one on the right. We've only cut through the 1 layer, so it goes to show you don't have to cut through 2 layers, but it would be perfect if you're batch making these. What you could do is you could cut 2 of the rectangles to exactly the same size, and then you could actually take your die and cut through the 2 layers at once. So perfect for your batch making as well. But for this particular card, we've just cut through the 1 layer, one on the left, one on the right, and we've inked the edges again, and we're going to lay that over the top of that piece. But for a little bit, a little touch of something a little bit different onto there, what we're going to do is we're going to take some vellum, and we're actually going to place that behind this piece. Now you can see in classic Lily style, we've got a nice scrappy old bit of vellum onto there, and you're probably thinking that looks a bit of a mess, it doesn't look too good. Don't worry, we are going to be trimming this down to size. I always say it's a lot easier to actually cut something a little bit larger than you need it, and then trim it down afterwards. It will give you a much neater finish. So what we're doing is we're adding some of our dotty tape runner just to the back of our die cut piece. I'm going to stick that over the top. It's a little bit easier from the reverse. Stick our vellum over the top. Of course, we can see this poking out of the edges, so it doesn't look too neat at the moment, but all we're going to do is we're going to take, I find it easier with a larger pair of scissors when you're cutting around a curve like we've got here, and just cut around the edges. And what we're going to do is we're going to sort of undercut, so we're rotating those scissors a little bit, having them at an angle so that we're sliding under the very edge of that top die cut layer. So it just means that we're cutting in from the edge ever so slightly, so we know that none of that vellum is going to be visible at the edges at all.
While you're doing that other side, Lily, we've got Zoe saying, thank you everyone, that's made my day. She was referring to it being her birthday.
Aww.
Sandra's saying, Lily, you and Craig, we didn't need that wiggle room, but we do, thank you. Just going back to what we were talking about earlier on. Angela, what were the square dies called? They were our Matte and Laird dies. They are across on our website. They make Matte and Laird very, very easy. Another question we'll go back to just in a second. Suzanne on Facebook saying, love, love, love the gnome caravan. Caroline is saying, I feel like singing Join the Caravan of Love when looking at these caravan stamps. Suzanne Dawn is also saying that the caravan would make fabulous craft room. It really, really would.
Ooh, yeah.
And also Suzanne is saying, when layering and then cutting out an aperture, how do you make sure there's a good seal around the aperture edge between the two layers?
I'm not sure I'm quite following.
I think that's just making sure that you've got a good layer of your double-sided tape or your glue all the way around. So I think what maybe Suzanne's meaning is once you remove that inner aperture die, you know, to make sure that the edges, your cardstock is still cut to the background card.
Yeah, so obviously we glued those two layers together. I knew that it's going to be quite a thin border, so I made sure my adhesive was on the very, very edge of that piece. Yeah, I didn't need to add any to the centre, so that piece that came out the middle, those two actually weren't stuck together after we die cut because we didn't need them to be. So all we've done is we've added our vellum behind. It just gives it that little point of difference, and we've added that on using some of our foam tape. Then I'm taking one of my pattern papers. This is actually from that gnome pad. So like I was saying earlier, don't just think about using it with your gnome collection. Think about using it with these brand new edge dies. And we're matting and laying that onto some linen card. This is from our Sarah Signature Country Lane collection, just to bring out those pinky red tones in that design. Then I've got some ribbon that we're just going to add down the centre of this piece. So a little bit of tape onto the back of our ribbon. I have to say I do love adding ribbon onto my designs. It gives you some lovely texture, just something a little bit different to have those different materials really onto all of our cards and projects. So some tape onto the back of there, just like so. And of course you can use your glass mat to help you line up anything like this. When you're sticking your ribbon down, it is really useful to use the grid lines that you've got on your glass mat to help you do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add this onto our card base down the centre. Now we are having it that way up, but of course it would also work that way up. Really does transform the look. It looks totally different whether you have it portrait or landscape, just giving you different options. And that's the brilliant thing about all of these designs. They work either way, so just giving you even more versatility, even more value for money.
That's really good. You're showing it the way that you're away to do it, Lily, because I done something yesterday along the same lines, but I had it the other way. So this is a good way. If you watch back yesterday, you'll see how I done it my way, a certain way, and Lily's following that same like theme of card, but having it the other way. So it's a good way to show how you can mix and match them.
Absolutely, and now I've got the song in my head. I did it my way.
Oh, my way.
Yeah, that'll be stuck in my head all day now. Just to finish it off, all we're going to do is we've taken a sentiment. This is from our verse compendium, I believe it is. We've added that onto there, a few mats and layers with our oval dies, and then just to finish it off, because I know Keith's waiting in the wings, he's trying to get rid of me. We're adding on a die-cut butterfly. This is from the Sarah Signature Caring Thoughts. It's the layered butterfly. Add that onto that bottom side like so, and just as a final finishing touch, I did say I love my ribbon and my bows, just a little ribbon bow at the very top to balance that butterfly that we've got along the bottom with a little bit of detail at the top. Nice, quick and easy, simple card, lovely pretty pink colours, but using those fabulous delicate lace edgeables.
Absolutely beautiful, Lily. That's two cards that you've done that have been absolutely fab in Wake Up Call. Susan is saying, this is from Lily's earlier demonstration, lovely sunny card, Lily. Miriam is saying, so cute, love the card and the colours. Jeffrey is saying, Lily, thanks for the awe-inspiring ideas on using the Garden Gnome collection. And Adriana is saying, good morning, everyone, from San Antonio, Texas. Multitasking, Wake Up Call, HSN with Sarah, and getting ready for work. Oh gosh, yeah, you guys have got a busy day watching us and Sarah on HSN. These were the Ellipse dies that we launched yesterday. We will have a look at them once again tonight, UK time, in launch party, but you can head across to the website right now. Shop the day, £25.55 or $31.80, saving 20%. Club Inspire comes down to £20.44. or of course £25.44. crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.eu. We're away to have a very, very, very quick break because we're away to bring the main man himself in. When we come back, we're going to have Keith from Paper Dienamics.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. Love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
I love watching our new little clips.
They're great, aren't they?
They're good.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, it's as close as I see some of the girls, because we don't even see some of them because we ships in
the night. Is that what it is, Craig? Yep. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Anyway, here we go. We are back. We are still on Wake Up Call, but as you can see, we're here with Keith.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world.
We are. Now, this might give you a little bit of an idea as to the colour theme within the collection that you've
We're
got.
very blue today.
We are.
Maybe a bit blues brotherish,
yes.
are we?
Well, I'm certainly not feeling blue. Don't go with the blue jokes today. We know what you're like. We know what you're like. But you've brought an absolute stunning collection when it comes to, well, what you brought today.
Yep, we've brought our brand new Fairy Tales in Winter collection, Craig, and it is fabulous. And what's it all about, really? Well, it is about being able to do your toppers. You've got your beautiful foil sentiments. We've also got the decoupage pad, and we've got the backgrounds to go with as well. We've got some great deals and offers on for you today, and we're going to start really with this one because this is what it's all about, Craig. And if I just do a very quick flick, you'll see that there are 48 sheets in every set. This is what we're going to call the topper set. Now, some of them are landscape, some of them are portraits, so just bear with me as I flick through them. But you can see from on here, this is all about, it reminds me very much of, you know, building snowmen. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, that one. Just let it go, Keith. Let it go.
I'm going to let it go, Craig.
You're going to let it go.
And the Dorella is in there as well, isn't she, really, as well? They are really stunning, but you'll notice, Craig, there's no facials on these, or very little in terms of facials. So this could be any young lady with blonde hair, or any young lady with brunette hair, you know. So it really is coordinated, and we've got little things like these snowflakes as well, as I say, all about that fairy tale in Winter Wonderland in there as well. Now, because you get 48 sheets, you only get 12 designs, you only get 4 of each. So that means that you can either decoupage up from on here, or we've got something a bit more special to show you in a minute, a moment or two to go through there. So let's just quickly whiz through to the second part, because we're going to show you some different designs as well. I love the cascade of the staircase there, isn't it, really? You know, that could well be Cinderella going to the ball, or coming away from the ball, whatever it is. Now we're going to go on to some landscape ones as well, Craig. And you see on there's lots of room to be able to mat and layer and be able to play around with this beautiful, beautiful range. They're all on 170 GSM cardstock. Look at that one there. Now, there's a bit of a clue there. Can you see the actual frame around the horses?
Oh, yeah.
And that's done with hologram silver foil, Craig.
So that's on it?
That's on the actual sheets themselves. So you can see they've got beautiful hologram foil on there. There's a couple in here that have got foiled on them, but we're going to come to a bit more foiling in a minute or two as well. Really, oh, look at that one. I mean, that it just epitomises, doesn't it, really? Every little girl's dream, really, there. You're in the snow globe. Beautiful. You can actually cut that out, as you say. You can fussy cut that out quite easily and be able to make wonderful, wonderful cards. Again, you've got that lovely little equestrian pony kind of feel as well, really. You know, my daughter was very much into her little pony riding when she was younger, and and I think every young lady likes to, or maybe dreams a little bit of that as well. So you've got all of these wonderful characters in there. There's the timepiece. Is it midnight? It's 10 to midnight, or is that 10 o'clock? You know, it could be, well, whatever time. But funny enough, speaking of my daughter, she actually went to a ball this Saturday. Yeah, she did, in York. She was all dressed up in her lovely blue dress, actually. Ironically enough, how cool is that, really? But again, look on here again, those lovely horses in there with that beautiful foiled frame. So you get 48 sheets of these, Craig, in 12 different designs. They're all included in there as well. I mean, again, look at that one there with the fir trees and the castle in the background. You'll notice that down here we've got the lovely little princesses as well, all down there as well. But we're going to come to something that will make something like this even more apparent in a moment or two. So you can see they're all included there. That's part one of the set, which is obviously based on the toppers. Yeah. Let me just turn those that way, and we'll keep that nice and neat.
So this is still this collection.
This is still this collection.
Fairy Tale in Winter.
Now we're on to part two, which is indeed the all about the sentiments. And we mentioned obviously about look at these, and then beautifully with the foiled wording up on here as well. And you can see there's lots of room to be able to fussy cut and die cut into these, really bring it on a creative journey. We're going to show you some amazing samples with this as well. And again, you've got 12 different designs just for you included in with this. And you'll see that the artworks all coordinate with each other. So with love and all of the effects in there, but all done with this beautiful, beautiful hologram foil that's on them, which is a very expensive process. It's hologram foil, Craig. It's not a cheap hobby at all. But there you go. Maybe for a little bit of a Christmas feel as well, with a little snow globe in there, wishing you a very happy Christmas. They're included in with the set as well, or just for your birthday. I mean, obviously birthdays are around all year round, aren't they? Including Christmas Day, for that matter as well. Again, we've got the lovely equestrian feel with the castles in there. It really is pretty, and be able to work with all of these. Let's go to the second part of the show again. Happy birthday there with the snowflakes. Let's go to the back, to the second part down at the back there, because we'll get a few more things.
Between each page that you've got, Keith.
Yeah, there's a lot of room in there, isn't there, Craig, to be able to think. I mean, again, look at that there, where you can feel they're thinking of you. So again, that could be for any occasion, from far or wide. That could be for every occasion there. All included in your lovely little set there. And again, look at these ones here. beautiful, aren't they? Really,
They really are. They are.
And of course, they all have the blue coordinated colour there. Best wishes in there as well. But you could cut that quite easily. Cut that star out, couldn't you? Really, and use that in two different halves for sure.
You really could cut it in half. One could be the front, one could be the inside.
Well, these are perfect to work inside your cards as well as on the outside of your cards. So you've got all these, and again, it's another 48 sheets. So you know, to a special friend. But you'll notice the synergy between the two ponies and the wording for a special friend. So again, just thinking about that a little bit, how we've actually tied in the words to work with the actual artworks themselves. So they're all in here. That's another 48 sheets, Craig. If you use these on an individual basis, that's 96 cards.
Just on them.
Just on those, just using those on a singly bit. Now, normally, in our world, Craig, you will very well know, you're the expert in these things. Of course, we will be matting and layering. To mat and layer, you need to have the backgrounds to go with them as well. So there we go. So we've got the toppers, we've got the sentiments. Now we've got
still in this first collection.
They're still in the first collection. These are the backgrounds, which are beautiful. Again, all done in the coordinated blues. But they're a bit different to these, Craig. These are a little bit off the wall.
Wow.
So it's beautiful in terms of, you know, to be able to work with all of those sets. Again, so you've got some really nice, lovely artworks on there that are gorgeous.
Look at them.
So they're a little bit different, aren't they, really? You know, from your normal pattern stuff of your checks or your spots or your polka dots. Of course, they will work with it as well. But these just add, I think, a little bit of character into the range. Let me just flick that way so I can...
These are also good for as well. A week past Sunday, myself and Debbie Fisher done a Colour Me Happy with our re-inkers, showed how to create all the backgrounds.
Yes.
Maybe you're not comfortable doing that. Maybe that you don't like doing that. You don't like getting messy. You're going to get that sort of effect by what you've just shown here.
Absolutely, and you know, for those of us that don't like to get messy, you know, this is a perfect solution to that, isn't it? Really, they're already pre-done for you. Again, 170 GSM, so it all coordinates, it all mixes and matches, but a little bit abstract. I mean, that could be a woodland, couldn't it? Really, in the middle of the night, could be a little bit of a woodland effect on there. Of course, you can use them landscape as well as portrait. All of them will work in a landscape and portrait fashion, so you can really play around and have a lot of creative fun. I mean, look at that one there with the richness of those blues on there. And if I turn that one that way, you know, what can you actually see in there, really? It does very much look like a woodland kind of scene in the middle of the night, doesn't it, really?
It really does. And something on a larger scale, Keith, what you would find is people would pay good money for that in a frame or a canvas on the wall. Why not just do that yourself?
Absolutely. We could quite easily put these into frames. These are roughly 6.5 by 8 inches, or A5 in UK sheet size. So 148 millimetres by 210 millimetres, and they're all included. Now, Craig, that is the set. Now, there's another 48 sheets included in here as well. So we've got 48, 48, 48. There we go, 132 sheets, I believe that is, altogether, which you can get for that amazing price on your screen.
That amazing price, absolutely. Fairy Tale in Winter, complete collection, $39.99 or $57.49. Now, it is new to us, and you're still going to get your 15% saving. You can see right now some of the most beautiful cards that you can be making. What I like to point out here, it's Keith, it's Paper Dienamics, but you still get your Club Inspire on top of that one. Club Inspire, if you're platinum, £31.99 or $45.99. Now, using what Keith's just shown you there with the, you know, the toppers, your sentiments, your backgrounds, look at these ones here. Now, if you have been crafting for a wee while, you're going to have your mats and layer dies, you're going to have nesting dies, you're going to have your concept dies. Why not start to then keep it simple if you want, but then start to bring in, you know, like your stepper cards.
Yeah, you know, absolutely, Craig. Yeah, for sure. And again, you know, thinking a little bit outside of the box there, you can utilise all of the shapes, and as I say, fussy cut into these as much as you like. So just showing you a few samples on there as well. Again, here one where we've actually die cut the words out, and then we've reframed it back in again with a lovely blue foil aspect onto that one there, which is great. So really as a whole, now that's just using a little bit of the things. I've got loads more samples to show you, Craig, which does show again the depth of scale of how you can actually take this on a massive creative journey.
Absolutely.
And of course, you can make and sell with Paper Dienamics. There is no implications of you using the artworks. We're fully okay for people to make and sell, maybe for your own crafting hobby or maybe for charities.
That's it. And as I was saying as well, using some of your other stash, you know, a lot of these, you know, as you're using what you've just shown there, you're going to have pink cardstock. As you said, mats and layers, the blue with the pink looks sophisticated.
Absolutely,
you know, little girls, of course, some boys as well, but it. Bring these ones in if you've got as well. You are going to see some cardstock that you've brought with us.
I've brought something really, really special.
Really
Let's
special.
just move these onto one side.
It's the 3 bundles within this one that Keith just showed you. It is 144 sheets. There's 48 in each, and then there's 3 bundles that Keith was showing you there. 144 sheets, $39.99, $57.49. That's giving you your 15% saving. But if you are in Club Inspire, it comes down to $31.99. $45.99. I'm sure you're going to have so many ideas as to how you're going to use it, where you're going to use it, scrapbook pages, your memory books, all of these look exquisite. Now, they will look exquisite on their own, but then we've got something else that's just going to push them.
Yeah, it is, Craig. I mean, just before I go on to the next bit, I just wanted to just show you how those backgrounds, you know, literally mounted onto a card, how they look completely different when you just literally put on the card. So you can just continue to play around. And again, these are all, I've stood them all up in a portrait fashion, but quite easily you could put these all into a landscape fashion and use them as things. But it's a great backdrop for all of those toppers and sentiments to fit onto. So they already just show you. So when we talk about them having 48 sheets in, there's 48 cards straight away just in the backgrounds. Put obviously any of the toppers on, so you could really go on a massive creative journey. But to go with that, Craig, we have got a little collection of wonderful cardstock that we've manufactured back in the factory down there in West Yorkshire, which is stunning. And let me just show you these. For those of you who maybe don't know, this is our range of metallinks. So quite an unusual word. It's sort of like metal and inks. And there's a bit of a clue there because this is a metallic ink that we've sat down onto this 300 GSM cardstock, Craig, and look how beautiful and silky and smooth that is to use. Now you can die cut with this, you can emboss with this, you can do you can stamp onto it as long as you're using your stays on inks with your stamp. You can stamp onto this, but you've got 2 colorways. It's a try me little pack. You're only going to get 10 sheets. You get 5 in the dark blue and 5 in the lighter blue, and of course you'll gather. Good plan is all these blues coordinate with those toppers, those sentiments and those backgrounds, and we've done it specifically to be able to work with that. You can get them on their own, but let's just wait till we get to the end because we have got a fabulous bundle. So that's the metallinks, which adds a little bit of plain drama in there, but again, during my demos, we're going to show you how this will emboss, how this will die cut. It is stunning.
Well, I would say if you do want them individually, check out the website. We do have the details where you're going to get the bundle. He's showing you right now. It does work out, whereas you're buying 3 and you're getting 1 for free.
Buying 1 for free, yeah. So this is a great deal. Now, we all like the crystals. I've brought you crystals before, but look at these, all done in the blues as well. This is the Crystallina, and again, we've got the light blue and we've got the dark blue in there for you. So again, the lovely light blue, we're going to give you 5 sheets of those, and then as we get down to the back there, you can see then there's the coordinating range of the dark blues as well. Aren't they stunning? They really are perfection, really, in terms of colorizing. These, again, done deliberately to be able to color coordinate with the Fairy Tale in Winter collection. And you can't get this anywhere else on planet Earth, let me tell you, other than Crafters TV here today. So that is fantastic. Good little offer there for us.
And with the blues, it's got that kind of Aurora Borealis feel to it as well.
It does, yes, it does, yes. And then, Craig, to go with that, we've got a new kid on the block as well. This is brand new. You won't have seen this one before. This is in the Bubbles hologram, which again is stunning. Look, can you see there's loads and loads of bubbles in there as well? I think that's really much a very fairy tale kind of effect in there, really. They stunning. And look how the colour bounces across. Now, they are colour washed in the blue, but you've still got those lovely oranges and yellows and greens, all of that kind of effect. You say it,
I say it just to try and be smug because I can say it. Some people just say AB, I say it to
I'll stick with the AB, shall I really? I have to put my teeth in. But again, look how it looks in the dark blue as well as then in the coordinate. And isn't that just stunning? And that will work with, I was just thinking about those edgeable dies that were on the previous show, how they will work with this kind of cardstock is just amazing. So again, you get both the shades of blue all in there as well. 5 sheets of each. It's only a 10-sheet little pack. But we've got even more, Craig, to go with that as well. Even more, because it wouldn't be Smithy without it being Smithy. And again, what we've done here is we've taken metallic silver cardstock and we've colour washed it into this beautiful coordinating blue with the inks. And look how stunning those blues. Look, you can see the reflection there on your screen. As you can see, it's a really high metallic silver, but again done in the coordinating blue, so that everything, I think when you're making cards, Craig, or whatever crafting project you're on, it's really good to have all of the colours that matches and coordinate with each other, so you've got nothing that's jarring in there. You can add in those pinks, you can add in those secondary colours if you want, but to be able to have the dark blue and the light blue in a metallic coloured finished metallic cardstock is just amazing. Let's put all of those together, Craig, and we're going to end up with 40 sheets because you get 10 of each, but just look at the wow effect as I'm sprinting this out for you now. Just look at the effect of what you're going to get with this lovely cascade of the blues.
You were shown there as well. Usually, Keith, we have to apologise for the sheen of our lights. When it comes to your cardstock, we love seeing that sheen, that bounce of the lights, because it shows you that reflection. It does. It shows you that colour. As you were saying, whether you are just going to chop it in half, I would be saying, please, 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 if you're getting this, gut your cardstock.
Yes.
Do not waste any of it. No. Do not waste any.
This is too good to be wasted, but it is beautifully colour coordinated to work with that collection. You might just want this on its own. Maybe the blues is the thing that colour. I mean, of course, very good for masculine cards. We've got this within the fairy tale collection, but this is great for any kind of wintry kind of effect, isn't it, really? I mean, I'm sure from the Crafter's Companion range, there are loads and loads of dyes and things that will work with this particular range just on its own, you know, outside of the box of the fairy tale in winter collection.
And 40 sheets, as you were saying, in that bundle there, so that's giving you that 4 packs, 10 in each pack. What you're going to be paying £22.50 or $32.49. It's a saving of 25%. You've guessed it, if you're in Club Inspire, you're still going to get your Club Inspire £18 or $25.99. And as Keith said, you're only going to find it here. You're only going to get it here.
I've got more, Craig. I've got more.
I've got more. Cross on the website, you know, just go into Shop the Day, you'll find everything we've shown you so far, as well as what Keith's bringing, but he has got more.
I have, because I mentioned during that presentation of those toppers, how cool would it be to be able to have another element. Now, this is outside of the collection. Okay. The collection is one thing. This is a separate item, but you'll see from the price, you might just want to add this on its own, because this works with the collection in respect of, we've done 170 GSM lightweight cardstock, but you'll see again how beautiful these characters. Now, these have done to be able to decoupage, so you can fussy cut these characters out and really take this on a creative journey. Now, you've not only got the ladies, you've also got accessories in here that you can use for your backdrops and things, Craig. So you've got your things like that. So again, those ladies, cut them out. You might want to be able to put a brunette lady on here or a blonde lady on here. So you've got the choice of being able to work with that as well. Again, just look how beautiful they really, really are. So I'm just going to pop those down again. And again, where I mentioned about the sweeping staircase, if you wanted to three-dimensional the lady on the 3D staircase, instead of using the 4 individual toppers, with this you've got the decoupage elements that work with those toppers. So you can make sure that you can absolutely maximise your card making projects.
You already have a lot of depth there as it is, but as you said, do your decoupage. It's one of my favourite words in crafting, decoupage. I love fussy cutting.
Yes.
And you would get even more depth when it comes to it.
Absolutely. I mean, again, all of the characters, they've been designed for you to, you can either use them literally like that, you don't have to, but we've given you the opportunity. They are easy contours to follow as well. And again, just looking at that one there, and I just mentioned there, if I can, we'll show you a couple of samples in a minute or two when we've finished showing you all of the actual, but again, another little 36 sheets in this, Craig, 12 designs, 3 of each, designed to go 1 layer, 2 layer or 3 layers up. So you can do all of that with those. You've got all of the elements in there to be able to play. Again, when you take that character out of the background, she will work with all of the weights. And again, we've got the staircase just on its own, so you can put whatever character you want onto the staircase, because you've got the staircase as a separate element in there, Craig.
You know, that's the sort of thing as well. If you're doing your scrapbook pages, maybe you've been to a manor house, you know, maybe you've gone for the day, you've gone something like that. Just use that one on its own. You wouldn't necessarily think it's from Fairy Tale Winter Collection, but blues in that.
Absolutely. I mean, again, you're thinking about, obviously, those dies that Lily was showing there, your edgeables. You've got lots of room both on the bottom and the top. You'll be able to use those edgeable dies in there as well. And again, we've got the character on the front. Now, let me just show you from on there. If you just hold on to that one, because there we go. I've got the single sheet. Now you've got the layered up decoupage sheet there as well. And again, looking at 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layers. See how the depth of effect is there, how it stands off the page. So we've gone from something completely flat to something beautiful and stepped up and decoupaged up. And doesn't that look stunning?
It really does. It absolutely does, Keith. And then this is when you can start to bring in maybe your glitters. You go in with your foilings. We've got a relatively new Gildan flakes.
Yes.
These sticky pens, anything like that you can absolutely go into.
And of course you can use all of those elements on here as well. You could you know, add a little bit of glitter onto there. You could add your glitters onto these, really bring them on a thing. In fact, speaking of the glitter, there's one there, Craig, where we've actually added the glitter to the backgrounds. And again, look, it's decoupaged up. We've got the element in there to be able to really bring it up and give it that feel.
All over into here. You've maybe got our spray and sparkle. You know,
yes, spray and sparkle would work brilliant, wouldn't it?
Well, if you want to, you can absolutely do that. As Keith was saying earlier, if you just use them in that one sheet form, that's giving you your 36 sheets, but that ability, it's that flexibility. Maybe you get up one day, you just want to make a really quick card, and a beautiful card you can do. Maybe you want to sit, maybe you're not feeling creative in you're not sure what you're wanting to do, sit and then just do your fussy cut and put them in a cello bag, and they're there for when you do have that
absolutely
crafty mojo.
Yep, when you get that as well. But as I say, this is a great set with the 36 sheets in here, specifically designed with decoupage in mind, but you can use them. This could be just another 36 topper sheets just on their own if you wanted to do so. But looking at the cards, you can see from that decoupage element how wonderful this particularly works.
Absolutely. So you can actually go for that as a standalone, as Keith was saying, £10.79 or of course $15.49. Yet again, you've got your saving of 10%. If you are platinum though, that comes to under £9. That comes to £8.63 or $12.39 for what Keith just showed you there. If you can, I would highly recommend pop that into your basket with that first Fairy Tale and Winter collection that Keith showed you. It's all going to work beautifully together. However, it is a really nice set as a standalone. Maybe you've not seen Keith before. If you've not,
where have
you been? Absolutely. This is the guy in Another Crafty Life, the very, very, very first design team position I was on over 20 years ago. Was with you.
That was Craig, yes.
And
what a journey we've both been on, haven't we, really, over the last 20 years. But yes, and you were talented then, and you're talented now, my friend. And it's great to have you here. Craig, you will know, as you know, you mentioned obviously about knowing a lot about cardstock and things like that. Well, the next thing that we're going to show the viewers is this wonderful, wonderful, now you can have any colour you like, as long as it's this ivory white.
That's good to know, yeah.
Right, okay.
Head across onto the website, you'll see a great big list.
Nice rigidity and strength in there.
Isn't it?
A good thickness in there. I think this is, it's got
it does.
in there. We'll maybe, during this afternoon, we'll probably try and colour one of these up so that we can show the toothage. A little bit of light, don't go too clear. You could definitely add, water. All of the things that you know we have here on the Crafters. Now, the other thing being is, Craig, if you just grab, we've deliberately made them oversized so that you can take it on a creative journey. Maybe you want to use those dies that Lily was showing, those edgeable dies, to be able to take that on whatever journey that you want. So you could give yourself a lot of room down the edge there to be able to give those edgeable dies that wonderful things. But this is the blank canvas, and the clue is there. It is like a canvas.
It really
it's a 300 GSM board, but it's got great rigidity in there. Yes, you could score it and fold it in half. Yes, you can die cut into it. But I think this is great to use your inks for stamping, for colorizing, for maybe doing lightweight water kind of work, or acrylics. But I think this is obviously like that perfect canvas. And you've got 50 sheets of it, Craig. So a brilliant price for a great product. And it is toothaged on both sides. It's not smooth on one side and tooth on the other. It is both of them. It's manufactured in a wonderful paper mill in Italy. So it's a European quality, which conforms to all of the FSC accreditations. There's nothing being made with this that's not FSC accredited, which basically means, as you well know, we're saving the planet. We're all, the paper industry is doing a fantastic job of making sure that we are using sustained forest materials from the pulping point of view.
Really good
and this is one of those particular products.
So all of that full bundle, it is A5, as Keith was saying, it is actually bigger than A5.
It is.
Just to say, and one of the things as well, Keith is always so keen on, is to give you the value. Now, yes, that's A5, at today's price, that is cost at an A5 size. All this extra, as you can imagine, throughout that 50 sheets, how much extra. Keith doesn't put that cost onto you at home. Do you know what I mean? That's there to give you that flexibility in your crafting. But it is your A5, bigger, and it is your gesso embossed card pack, 50 sheets, £8.99, $13.04. You're getting a saving of 10% there, but if you're platinum, it does come down to £7.19 or $10.49. So if you are going to be using within the layers of what he's shown you so far, maybe you are going to bring in some of your aqua pens, I would highly, highly recommend doing what Keith said as well. Try a little bit of watercolour in, not too much, don't saturate it, but you still can get a beautiful watercolour.
You can indeed, yeah, and I think that will work really, really well. Yeah. And we'd love the viewers to tell us if they get this home in a couple of months' time or so. You know, when you've done a bit of work, not a couple of months, but
I was a way to say it.
You'll get it quicker than that, but you might take a bit of time to get it out of the box, really. But Craig, as you well know, you've been crafting for over 20 years. I remember when we first met. What's the one thing that we all go for when in doubt and we're thinking it's missing something, but I'm not quite sure what it's missing?
It's a butterfly.
It's a butterfly.
Yes. Either something's missing or you've just made a boo-boo and you need to cover it.
You need to cover it. Well, here we go. We've got our lovely little trio of butterflies, and you can see from in here we've got the side elevation and we've got two frontal elevations, different sizes, different styles. Beautiful, beautiful quality. We don't often do anything with dies. It's not our big thing, but when we do it absolutely right. And this is a lovely little trio of butterflies, which, you know, is a must-have for any little craft room, Craig. And look at the effects of what I get. If I just show you that one on there, we've just got that little butterfly down on here in this corner where we've die cut it out the crystal holographic. So again, working with those hologram boards. There's another one, Craig, where we've used both butterflies on there. As you can see, give it a bit of a twist, Craig. We've got the butterfly down the bottom, one at the top, where we've just added that lovely little bit of butterfly effect on there. And again, working with the ranges, you can see on here as well how the butterfly, how that butterfly, it just adds that little accent.
It does.
I love them, me. I think I use them all of the time. I'm a little bit, of a butterfly, guru, really, because I do think that just adds a little bit of a finishing touch. And as you say, if you make a bit of a mistake, you can always just add a butterfly. But in here, don't forget, you've got the side elevation, which basically means that you could actually use that side butterfly on the side of a dress if you wanted to do so. So
absolutely,
really, really cool to be able to use it in that kind of way.
And what I would say as well, at first, if you said to me butterflies and blues, and I would think, is that going to go? This complements this collection that you've brought beautifully.
Yes.
It really, really does. So maybe you are just going to add them on. You are going to get the trio, £9.89 or $14.34. Still going to get that 10% saving, but it comes down even more to £7.91 or $11.47 if you are Club Inspire, of course. There is loads and loads and loads. You have absolutely outdone yourself when it comes to this collection, as well as the cardstock that Keith brought. That was, of course, the butterfly embellishment trio. But I would say shop the day across on our website. You're going to find it all across there. But we're not done yet.
Craig, this is an amazing product, and I cannot just tell you that this material is about to go up in price and therefore in value like you wouldn't believe, and that's partly because of the tough times that we're in. One of the leading paper manufacturers for this, sadly at the moment, is having some difficulties. So the machinery is not turning at the moment, so the stock that we've got is the stock that we've got. And this is our 160 GSM translucent vellum papers. This is a pack of 16 A4 sheets. Now, the thing with this is it is literally just translucent. If I give you that one, Craig, there, you can see straight away, you can put the hand behind it because you get all that lovely effect in there. Again, you can stamp onto it, watercolour it, die cut with it, and and those butterflies will look amazing when they've been die cut through the translucents. But again, the thing with this is 16 different sheets included in the bundle. But what happens, Craig, when I put this through an embossing folder? Look at what happens.
Wow.
And that's just an ordinary everyday embossing folder. That's not anything special. So all of the embossing folders that we have here at Crafters Companion will work with this range and give you amazing, stunning effects. And I noticed on one of the shows there, you've got some butterfly, some embossing folders there that are really going to work fantastic. I tried to peel it off your sample, but I couldn't get it off to show you. I couldn't get it off. I wanted to show you what one of your dies, one of your embossing folders, I should say, would look like on here.
We'll do that later.
Again, we'll have a little bit of play with this during the course course of this afternoon's show. And the other thing to note as well is, look what happens with this. When I tear it, you can tear this, but look at the white edge that you get, Craig. So if you like to have that lovely torn, deckled edged kind of effect, but look again how beautiful that white edge is. And then if you wanted to add your blue ink or any colour ink on there, you could colour the feathered edge on there as well. So it's fantastic to be able to work with. Again, you could stamp onto this, but you can see straight away there where I've torn it, you've got the lovely white edge immediately without any issues whatsoever.
No, and that's the one thing that you know that is quality when you're seeing that when it comes to the translucent vellum itself with that white edge when you've torn. It is one that works really well if you do tear down the side of your cardstock, or of course our ellipse dies would look really beautiful if you die cut them. Of course they would go really, really well. And you know, of course, you know, we're here at Crafters TV, you know, and Keith is saying, you know, many of the items that we bring, but think of what you've got in your stash. Other brands, I know we've got Jamie from Creative Expressions coming up later on this week. Start to use their products. They're going to work well with what
absolutely.
you
I mean, this is the thing about what we do at Paper Dienamics. We're bringing you the materials to use in whatever you've got in your craft room or your craft locker already. But I can tell you, it is quality, and it is an amazing effect that you can get using the translucent.
Yeah, and I can absolutely, I can vouch for that. I have done for so many years and still up to now. You know, if anyone knows the cardstock, the quality, what goes into the manufacturing, when it's pushing the boundaries, and that's something that Keith's always been proud of. I know that you've always tried to do, and sometimes it's been one of those, because I remember you telling me once, it's like, Keith, we can't do it. It's like, no, you're going to try. It's like, Keith, we can't do it. It's like, no, you're going to try. And you've managed. It's worked, and that's because, you know, you're there at the front just trying to push these well, techniques.
Well, I don't like the word we can't do it. You know, there's no such word as can't. You know, I think you've got to try, you've got to find a way of a solution, which is what we did with all of those, you know, the colour washing of the holograms and the metal inks was all done through, you know, Lynn's been printing, our printer back at the factory there, printing for over 37 years. You cannot buy experience. It's something that is gained over 37 years. And I said to Lynn at the time, do you think we could colour wash this and have no embellishments, blemishes in there? He said, no, Keith, we've never tried it. But we've managed it, we conquered it. We didn't get it right to start with. We had to play around and adapt and play around with the dampers on the press and all of the things that we had to do. But we eventually got the perfection to be able to offer you guys and bring it in.
Absolutely. And I think that's always why I've always had an interest in that background, because my mum is a print finisher. And she has been for years. So, you know, school holidays and that, you know, I think nowadays health and safety, the kids and that can't go into workplaces like that. But at the time, you know, I did. And you see all the machinery, you'd seen the cardstock, the quality, you know, the quality control, everything like that. So even now, being in the industry of card making, I've always got that interest. And I know when it's good quality.
Absolutely,
so I know it by the look, the feel, and that's what you get with what you bring.
And what we're going to give you now, Craig, in this little set on here, and as if I just pull this apart, Craig can see this before his very eyes. We'll try and show you at home, but you'll see straight away, Craig, in this little bundle here, there are lots of different textured finishes included in with the set. Now, it is a pearlescent 115 GSM paper stock that we've actually hot foiled in metallic silver. It's got a very much a wedding-y kind of flavour, a birthday kind of flavour, an exuberance of quality, doesn't it, really?
It really does.
Can I tell you, Craig, this is offcuts. It is nothing more than offcuts. I'm being really honest with you. This is a mega expensive paper. But when we cut the big sheets down to A4, we were left with these offcuts. I said, we can't throw them away. They're just too good. And what we've done is we've foiled them with hot foil on to give you these beautiful foil sentiments. But you can see straight away it's quite long and elongated, and what you're going to say, well, what are you going to do with that? It's a story of two halves. You've got Just For You and Happy Birthday on that one. Let's go down to some down on a bit further down on here. We've got Thinking of You and Best Wishes on that one there. So we're going to give you 40 sheets of these. Look at this one, Craig. Look at how can you just see the stunning effect there on your TV screen of that luxury 115 GSM paper stock. But the idea of these, Craig, is you've got dapples in there. Oh, I love this one. Look on here. Look at this. But it was just too good to put into a recycling program. I said, as crafters, we can use this. And what do we mean? What do we mean by we can use this? Well, look, here's one where I've just literally used some of my smaller dies and die cut them out like that.
Look at that.
And there you go. That's what this is all about. You've 40 sheets. You've 80 individual sentiments ready to die cut with your smaller dies that are going to come out of these big, out of these slimline sheets. but all of those are going to work and give you the most amazing effects. Some might be rectangular shaped. You could use heart shaped, round shaped, square shaped. Use your dies with these. You could literally cut them in half, get your paper trimmer out and literally trim the edges, and you got yourself a wonderful effective happy birthday there in this most amazing quality material that you can't buy anywhere else. No. I would define anybody to say, where can I get this stuff from? You cannot find this. This is what we did from a project that we did quite a while ago, in A4 sheets. But I've kept everything. I'm terrible. I keep everything because I think to myself, as a crafter, and you'll know, Craig, we never throw anything away. And it's the same in the factory. They go, the guys are going crazy with me. Why are we saving this stuff, Keith? Can't we just put it into the recycling program? I said, no, because I want you to be able to use these and be able to cut them out, and these lovely little accents on this kind of quality material. Impossible. Fantastic effects in there, and you've got on your special day. Look how that would work from a wedding card kind of point of view on your special day. How stunning that would be. You could literally just cut that into a rectangular shape, put that onto the bottom of your card, and of course you've got on the other side, you've got with all my love on there as well, from that personalisation. I mean, you could literally take this on your craft work, go on the road show there, and if customers come to your stand and say,
good idea,
personalise it, you could say, what would you like, what sentiment would you like to go on there? And in what finish would you like it to go on there? So you could cut it, trim it, and do all of those effects literally whilst your customer is in front of you.
Absolutely, you could do, And as Keith was showing you there, what I was actually thinking too, so if we take that one again, so even if your Matt and Laird dies, or just with your trimmer guillotine, trim that off, so that's your little square sentiment topper, and all this excess you've got for the butterflies, or any of your small dies and that as well. So whereas that, using that to having that would be waste. As a crafter, as you said, as a manufacturer, keeping all that extra, we would then keep that and then use that for
those butterflies. And those butterflies will look stunning out of that. Absolutely stunning. So again, Craig, I apologise. I don't throw anything away.
No, don't.
And I don't throw it away because I know that, it also means that we can give you value. I mean, don't forget, these are individually, you mentioned obviously about your mum in print finishing. You will know, Craig, as a hot foil, every one of these sheets is done as an individual. So literally every one of these went through our platen press on an individual basis, sheet by sheet. There are 40 sheets in the bundle. We have got a huge stock here on Crafters TV for you. Imagine how many sheets we've had to hot foil individually to bring this product to you. Thousands and thousands of sheets have been hot foiled for you, but we've brought it for you at an amazing price, a value to money price, which you cannot get from anywhere else.
No, not at all. And the key thing as well, and I'm just going to point out exactly what Keith just said as well, anything like that where you see the foiling, it's individual. You can't do bulk at once. It's individual foiling, as Keith was saying. All of that, that's your pearlescent sentiment pack. 40 sheets of them, $11.69 or $16.95. You're going to get your saving of 10%, but you're still going to get your platinum price. Or, depending on what tier you're on, Club Inspire, you're still going to get your platinum, if you are platinum, $9.35 or $13.56. It's going to beautifully complement that fairy tale in winter. You're maybe just going to try that on its own. Use it within your crafty stash. Maybe like, who was it that said a moment ago, it was, let me just find it. Elena is saying, yay, my angel collection just got delivered. We launched and sold out within a couple of days the most beautiful angel collection. Now, when it comes to these sentiment strips as well, some of the other bits and pieces you've got, it's going to work beautifully with them. Or use your angel collection with what you've put, mix and match them. They would look good, but we're still not done.
Well, I think it's important, Craig, to tell the viewers, and I actually went to your brand new warehouse yesterday. First of all, it's huge.
It is.
It is massive, let me tell you, it is. Believe me, I went there yesterday. And secondly, all of the goods that we're showing you today are in stock. They're ready for dispatch. When you place your order, the guys in that warehouse are picking and packing and shipping the goods every day, and therefore it'll be winging its way to you wherever you are in the world. Maybe you're down the road, in Darlington.
Maybe.
Or maybe you're over in the US, or maybe you're in Australia, where my son is. Wherever he is, wherever you are, come on down.
Maybe up in Scotland, maybe, you know.
Up in Scotland, yeah. I saw you went up to see your mum not that long ago.
I did. It was a flying visit, so it was our friend's son's first birthday.
Yes.
So I had a flying visit up there, celebrate his birthday, and then we came back down again. But it was nice. It's nice just to get back up there.
Yes, yeah. Well, it keeps you the lingo going, doesn't it? Really?
Well, that's
it has to
very
refresh
true.
you know.
Yes,
See, I moved from the northeast.
Right.
I was very, very tiny at the time. In fact, I wasn't even born, but I am originally. My father was from the northeast, so he said, "Why I didn't you know? Yeah, what the hell are you talking about? I don't know. I'm sorry about that. I didn't know. I'm from the Newcastle, just up the road, around about near the other side of Durham."
Right.
But you see, I've now lost that accent to my lovely Yorkshire accents in, didn't you know? Now then, I'm going to show you the next product. We were diversifying.
We were there, weren't we?
But
Let's go back to florals.
Let's go back to butterflies and flowers.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember, a few weeks ago, we did a range in holograms, but this time we've done it in white holographic card. Now, these are 8-inch by 8-inch sheets. But what you can't probably see there is that they are already pre-die cut, Craig.
Right.
And what you're going to get in here, if I just give them a good massage, you can hear it cracking.
You can't you?
You can hear it cracking, and just give it a good, I don't fold it, but give it a good massage, and what happens then is these butterflies are going to fly off the page, and we've got size number, I'll give these to you, Craig, you're going to hold them up there. We've got size number 1, we've got size... I'm just going to go down in sheets in size order, shall we? We've got size number 2, we've got size number 3, and we've got size number 4. We've got 4 different sizes of butterflies in the white holographic, yes, you heard it, folks, white holographic board that you can use on an individual basis on any of your crafting projects. Or, Craig, if you want to have the piece de resistance, look at this.
Oh,
how you can layer up those butterflies to make the most amazing 4-tiered butterfly set out of white holographic cardstock. And don't forget, then you've actually got, you mentioned about your sprays, you could actually use the leftover, the remainder, as a template to be able to make extra butterflies if you wanted to do so. Now, you're going to get all of these, Craig, out of this one sheet. Let me just think, there's what, 4, 8, 9, 10, there's 11 butterflies in one sheet. And you're going to get 6 sheets of them. That's 66 butterflies just in this one bundle in itself.
That is a really...
Which is phenomenal, isn't it, really? That value is in there for you. But again, can I tell you, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, you can't get this stock from anywhere else. It is specialist material that I've sourced for the show today. And look at the effects. Now, this is the waste, and Craig, as you will know as a crafter, you're not going to throw away that as a wastage. First of all, it could be a template, but secondly, you've got all of these strips down this side on here, where you could use those for, again, from your borders effects on there, you could use all of that. But the main criteria is these 66 butterfly sets, and how stunning do they look. And if I just say, putting that onto one of the next projects we're going to show you in a minute or two, but look how that... Simple. When I was in the Scout band back in the day when I was a wee boy, we learned a phenomenon called KISS. Yep, the KISS phenomenon. It's been with me for the rest of my life, Craig.
Has it?
You should remember this as a young man. The KISS phenomenon. I'm not talking about your young lady. I'm talking about keep it simple, stupid. And if you apply the keep it simple, stupid phenomenon, sometimes, and we've got people in our design team that work with that application all of the time, their cards are amazing, but they're quite simplistic in their makeup, but they look absolutely stunning because it's literally there. It's bish, bash, bosh, 1, 2, 3 layers, add the butterflies on there, keep it simple. How stunning does that look?
It does. And if you are, maybe you are beginning at crafting, maybe you've not got a lot of crafty stash, maybe you can't reach to a lot of maybe what Keith's bringing. When it comes to this, so if you look at that one, your chances are you're going to have a little bit of silver card in your stash or grey card. That could be one of those sentiment strips cut down. So that could be matte and layered onto a piece of white card. That's matte and layered onto a bit of silver, onto your card blank with a butterfly, and there's your card.
Now, you would think, Craig, that in itself would be, you'd pay that just for those 66 butterflies and 6 sheets of the things, but there's more.
There's more.
There's more. Because to go with that, Craig, I'm going to give the viewers, included in the pack. It's not a separate order, included in the pack. Let's give it another massage. Now we're going to give you the flowers to go with it as well. It's butterflies and flowers all day long today. Look at these butterflies. Now I think the other thing to notice, Craig, as well, as I'm pulling these out, you'll see that there are different sizes again, included. Yeah, different sizes, big bits, little bits, all kinds of pieces. Now the idea with these, Craig, is, again, we're going to give you 6 sheets of this beautiful white things, but
I think there's a bit of a manufacturing issue here. Is this? You seem to have a big slit in some of them.
Oh,
Keith. It's not like
you mentioned about quality control, didn't you? Well, look, this is not a mistake, Craig, because there we have our lovely base layer. You'll notice there's no die cuts in there whatsoever. This one here, you'll stray, Craig, straight away. Yeah, there's a slit in there, isn't there? Oh, dear, it's faulty. It's faulty. It's not faulty. If you put a little bit of glue on there, possibly red liner tape, a stiff glue, and you pull that across, you massage on that and pull that across there, Craig. Look what happens there. We've created ourselves a cone.
So I have.
And if you then apply that then to the next one, which has actually got a little bit of a V out of there, Craig, if you hold that for me for a moment, and if I pull that one across and I then do exactly the same again, we're just going to massage it, pull that across on there, we're then going to get ourselves a smaller little cone, big cone, little cone, and then in here we've got a tiny little bit on here, and if we fold this round and we give this, maybe use something like your pokey tool to wrap this around, you can then create the centre to go into your flower. And if I show you this one that we prepared earlier, there we go. So you have created dimensional flowers, and they are stunning, that will work on any of your crafting projects. So here we are, fairly simplistic box for you, just for you, as you can see, with a lovely flower just on the bottom there, just to turn around and say, isn't that just a beautiful, beautiful gift?
Really is. And as you were saying, in all due respect to the team, so simple. But what these are doing are these are just adding that extra je ne sais quoi, as you would say.
Je ne sais quoi in there, Craig, for sure.
It really simple on that one there. Everything, that pad there with the butterflies and the flowers, you are then going to be paying £12.59, $18.26, saving 10%, £10.07 if you are platinum, $14.61 if you're platinum stateside, but think about the way you can use them afterwards as well.
And you can make 18 of these, Craig.
Right, that's
18 flowers out of the 6 sheets.
Okay.
So, you know, again, we talked about the butterflies, 18 different flowers. And that's only if you use all of the sections in one layer. You may want to, it'll go even further than that.
That's true.
Depending on your usage will depend on how much you get out of it. But as a minimum, if you wanted to tear them all up exactly as I'm showing you here, you're going to get 18 of these lovely beauties out of the 6 sheets that are included in with the set.
Absolutely gorgeous. Love them on your paper sculpting, which you're able to do even when it comes to these incredible coatings that Keith is then bringing within his cardstock. That is, of course, your crafty butterflies and your flower collection. If you are platinum, £10.07, $14.61.
I thought you were calling me flower then, Craig.
You're going to be showing lots of things that you can be.
I'm going to show you effects of they keep it. I've got the stash set that's been made from. You can see this is not a print. This is black foil that we've applied as a foil application with the lovely sheets included in with the set here. Look at the effects of what we've got. Again, look at the Craig, can you just have a look at that?
Absolutely feel that. You feel that texture change when it comes to the foiling.
Now, not only are you getting them with the words, Craig, but you're also getting a mix and match of words as well. And look at this holographic foil. Holographic foil on there for you as well. You get 2 of each. There are 24 different variants within the collection, and you get 2 of each. Look at that one in the gold with the best wishes and the beautiful gold frame. And straight away, Craig, you'll notice that, you know, using your dies on this is amazing. So but again, you can take something as square as this with a congratulations, but you've seen something, Craig, haven't you?
Yeah. What about your gems or pearls?
Yes.
Pop them into place as well. And
just position them. Literally go around it. It's stunning, isn't it, really? This is, you know, quick and easy crafting that's going to give you stunning results and effects from there for sure. They really are beautiful. And again, on your special day, with a holographic foil around that black foiled wording, stunning different
really
effects on
is.
there. And again, so
Love that one.
isn't that lovely? I mean, literally, that is a case of you could just mount that onto a 6-inch by 6-inch card. They are roughly just short of 6 inches in terms of size being made up, but beautiful. And you get them in the silver, you get them in the holographic, you get them in the gold, you get them in all the different effects as well. There are 24 different permutations, Craig. This is something that we've made, I mean, all individually hot foil, you can see in there. Congratulations. That could be for an anniversary, that could be for a birthday, that could be for somebody who's passed an exam, maybe their driving test, or maybe something back at college. You can use all of those. And look again in the stunning golden wedding anniversary on your special day, or for weddings, all of that sort of effects. You've got a lot that you can do with these. 24 different permutations. Is a brilliant collection, and it's all on uncoated cardstock, Craig. So if you wanted to add colour to this, you've got no resist there. The foil would act as a resist. Even if you coloured the whole thing, it will.
6 by 6, so it is 6 by 6. It's 40. $56. You are going to be saving your 10%, but 10. Well,
I've got loads of demo.
So we never know, you know. I do think Keith may have a demo of the day. That's this collection that he's brought. Or we've got number 2. We've literally just got a few. Let's also say Melanie and Keith, absolutely loving that one. I've also got Panda Craft saying a quick hello on my coffee break.
Oh, hello.
Panda Crafts is also saying years.
Oh, thank you very much.
She's
That's
saying
lovely.
fabulous. To the Golden card. Really good idea. Rachel Brown. Bring in the tinsel.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know,
That's,
but
you really want it, just have a little peruse out there on the world. You are going to.
yes, yeah. TV. It's on.
Oh, that does go to Lily, of course, and it's number 2 that we can see.
Yeah, that is stunning.
Here.
Can you imagine that being done with those blue metallics, though, Craig?
Yes,
that same card. Butterflies. Don't forget, we got the butterflies. So everything that we've shown you on the show today could almost make that identical card, but in blue.
Beautifully, as Keith has shown and explained throughout the show. Want to see how you can use them, how you can put your cards together, the different concepts, different looks. Keith is going to be here throughout today. We are going to be here from Masterclass, so that is of course going to be 2 o'clock here in the UK, 9 AM Eastern Time, 6 AM Pacific Time. I'm going to be on for the first hour, and then I'm going to have a little bit of a break. You're going to come in within the second hour.
Yes.
Because when we have someone like yourself,
We're tag teaming. We're tag teaming, Craig, aren't we? Yeah, you see.
We are indeed. And then I'm going to have the last hour. If we have anyone like Keith here, our shows, our second and third shows go to 3 hours.
Yes.
And then I'm going to be back for launch party, 6 o'clock here in the UK, 1 PM Eastern Time, 10 AM Pacific Time. Do we know at what part you're going to be in?
7 PM UK time.
Okay, doke. So 7 o'clock. So that's going to be 2 PM Eastern Time.
Yep.
11 AM Pacific Time. So we're going to see lots of gorgeous goodies. Thank you so much. I know when you're on here, we tend to cross paths, but it's so nice to actually be on on this
Oh,
side.
Craig, I've really
and be
enjoyed working with you again today. It's brilliant.
So-
I mean, the Blues Brothers,
We are
who
indeed.
could have asked for more?
Exactly. Who could ask for more, of course. Do check out your baskets, of course. Check out Shop the Day. Have a look at what Keith's bought. See what we've got as well. Check downloads, check the deals. We will see you shortly for Masterclass. Bye.